Hello and welcome back to Ankford Place. So we're going to Bloodsands to figure out what to do about Hiraya's weird form, the Autumn Stilgear. I hope they let us inside. Two identical women seem to fade into view as they move away from great trees that camouflage them. Their skin is tree bark, ridged and scaly, wreathed in curling tangle of roots, buds, and blooms. Their hair hangs beneath the shade of serrated leaves like the dropping branches of the elms above, and the pupils of their eyes encircled by hundreds of or even thousands of concentric rings, as if to mark the accumulated wisdom of a millennia.
Turn around, flesh creature. Outsiders are not permitted to approach the elms.
Do you not feel it, sister? Something familiar. An ancient soul, like the other one. Another defiler, no doubt. Let us fell him and be troubled no more. It would pay the debt of his predecessor.
So it would seem, Rhiannon. But we must not hasten to judgment. I see a different motive here. Different questions in these eyes.
What of it, young trespasser? Is it as my sister says? Or are you here to stain this place with foul deeds?
I have forgotten my purpose in presence of such legendary beauty. Have I begun hallucinating in double?
Spoken with the transparent eagerness of one whose deformed little stamen has never successfully transferred gametophytes to even the most desperate of pistols, and who wouldn't know a carpal if an herbalist drew him a map.
You must excuse my sister's temper, old one. Trust me when I say that my sister and I have truly heard them all. Fortunately, you are easier to read than my sister. You are here for the man Theos Exarchanon. This is clear to me. The answer is yes, old one. We crossed paths with Theos not long ago, and we can tell you where he went. But I find it curious that anyone would seek him out. Suspicious, even. If we are to help you find him, we would know why.
Stopping him might end Waidwin's legacy.
So that is the reason he passed this way. This is low, even for the Leaden Key.
I told you we should have confronted him, Sheila. He has always been a poison.
It would have been the last thing we ever did, sister. Who can be said to have ever gotten the better of Theos?
Yes, but imagine how much fun it would have been. Can't you just picture him all strung up in vines like an angry little puppet?
But that's not what this is really about, is it? You are bound to that man. I see it now. You are awakened. Your soul is awake, and something once buried deep now wells to the surface. Past overwhelms present, closes in around you. Your time has nearly reached its end.
I just need to get to Theos.
I am sorry to tell you this, but Theos cannot give you what you seek. Nor can any man. An awakening cannot be undone, any more than your past can be undone.
So this has all been for nothing. I'm going to lose my mind.
The soul is formless without a past to shape it. Did you truly expect to be able to wipe it away?
I had to believe in something.
You would rather believe in a comforting falsity than accept a hard truth. A common trait among your kind. Endearing in some ways, but it is an obstruction. A lie within a lie. It is only when you face that truth, abandon hope of salvation, and digest its uncompromising absoluteness, that a soul's true nature is laid bare.
I guess. I mean, yeah, but I'm a little bit annoyed here because I have forgotten actually that the awakening was even a thing I tried to undo. Was I really trying to undo my awakening? I think I was more interested in stopping me personally at least. I was more interested in stopping the legacy, because that's just That's not cool. um, I just want to stop the legacy and retire to my castle in peace, man. But, yeah, I'm apparently wrong about that. Apparently my character was also out to stop the awakening, and I guess I could see why awakening causes insanity. That is not so good. Maybe I can learn to live with my other side, just like Aleph has.
However, as much as my sister speaks truly that there is no way back from an awakening, there may yet be a way forward. Would you agree, Shiva?
I would. Were the way not so likely to end in death.
What is it?
The man Theos you must already know by now. You are linked by a common past. Something about it lingers within you, festering, unresolved. What it is I cannot see any more than you. And without that knowledge, your doom is certain. But were you to learn the source of this discord, perhaps it could be put to rest. Though it is equally possible it will trouble you as much now as it did then, and merely speed your condition to its end.
My past comes to me in pieces. How do I unlock the rest?
You might wait for it to come on its own, of course. But when it comes, it will replace your sanity's last breath. Such is the nature of your condition.
Or you could learn it from someone who already knows.
Theos, would he remember?
It is said the gods made his memory perfect, that he may never forget his charge. If he ever knew, he still does.
Not that he would tell you, of course.
You have followed the right person for the wrong reason, it seems. We see it often beneath the elms, the soul dragging mind and body to unknown places for unfathomable reasons. You may have wandered into Theos's path many times, in many lifetimes, without an awakening to show you why.
The only thing that's certain is you did not find what you sought.
You said you know where he went.
He has gone down beneath the tower to a place older than we, where the people of Ankford once walked. He makes his way to the buried city, Sun and Shadow.
May he stay down there and rot with the remains of his people.
He may yet. He won't be returning the way he came, that much is certain. He opened a secret path in the tower's base, and saw it destroyed behind him through some vile means.
Is there any way to get to him?
We know of one. On the burial isle, through the court of the penitents, Braeth Yaman. A shortcut, in fact.
Don't be cruel, sister. The way my sister speaks of is not for the faint of heart. A great pit at the center of a forgotten court, where faiths were judged in place of crimes. To most, it is simply a gateway to death. With the help of the gods, it can take you where you want to go.
What do you mean with the help of the gods?
The pit is said to have been a means of judgment by the gods. Those cast into it are meant to die. It is that way you must pass to reach Sun and Shadow. The court is old. We do not know much for certain, but it would seem only the gods themselves can grant passage.
What is this court?
No more than a ruin now. It is older than we. A place for the trial of heretics. We were not here to witness it, but at one time there was a group that refused to acknowledge the gods. Neither the first nor the last, of course, but these were numerous and all put on trial for it. Those who did not repent were cast into the pit and imprisoned below. The fall killed them, of course. The prison was not for people but for their souls, and their sentences were eternal. It is said that many of the condemned repented and were permitted by the gods to ascend from the pit, so long as they pledged their service to one of them. But these are old legends.
How would I ever get the gods to help me?
Behind us is Ter Evron, said to pierce the shroud itself and a place of communion with all gods. If ever there was a time for prayer, you have found it.
How do I pray?
Ter Evron is also called the Hall of Stars, and the stars show us the allegiances of the gods. When stars are in conjunction, We know the gods they represent are aligned as well. You should choose a place to pray where you'll be closest to those you want to hear you. If a god stands alone, you should pray to that god. If they band together, you should address them all. Choose your words wisely, for all gods expect proper homage, and none has patience for fools.
Who would I pray to? Any god you can, I should think.
I would pray first to those gods you like best. I hope for your sake the feeling is shared.
So the only way through this pit is to pray for help.
Not the only way. Just the only one that doesn't end with your body impaled on jagged rocks.
Is there no other way?
None.
I have other questions.
What do you wish to know?
How did you know I was pursuing Sveos?
The same way that you are no doubt able to peer into the ether and experience the souls of others. It is something we are born with, some more, some less. A gift common to many creatures of the wilds. You share certain similarities with the man you pursue. For your sake, I pray they are few and of no consequence.
You mentioned that people come to these realms without knowing why. Soul has a will all its own. Its needs and whims are seldom understood, but they follow them all the same.
There is something about this place that reaches beyond our understanding. Something like a beacon. The elms have a way of uniting souls that have been seeking one another, with or without their owner's awareness. Sometimes it is for love, sometimes for vengeance, sometimes for peace. Often it is for no reason we will ever know. In your case, let us hope it is for peace.
Or vengeance.
Want to know about the two of you.
There is little to be said about us, for we are bound here, caretakers and defenders of this place. Our journey has been over time, but not distance, measured in observations, but not experiences. We have seen the elms grow tall. We have seen cities built, burned, and built again. The only constant has been the tower, a silent companion through the ages. You can imagine why this recent destruction has stirred my sister so.
If you do nothing else, make that man pay for what he did here.
I need to know about the praying for the support of the gods.
We will tell you what we can.
Farewell.
Before you go, tell me this, old one. I'm curious. If you were to subdue your enemy, what would you do with him? What would give you peace?
I wish to undo the harm he's caused.
You would need to have twice as many lifetimes as he to repair his savage work.
Perhaps there are strides you can make.
All the same, think on this matter. Be assured in your course. In the end, it may mean all the difference, not just to his soul, but to yours. And be warned. Some questions have answers that can never be learned, and it is those that trouble the soul above all others. May you find an answer to yours.
Oh, hey! Hiravias. Okay. Hiravias. Hiravias. You know what I mean. There we go. Charm Beast. Winterwind. Sunbeam? Sunbeam? Calls down a shaft of intense sunlight, burning and potentially blinding those caught in the area of effect. Conjures a giant pair of razor-sharp talons, causing slash damage to all in the area of effect. Rapidly grows a patch of twisted vines that surround and entangle anyone unlucky enough to get caught inside. Draws an invigorating power of nature, creating a mild regeneration effect, raising max endurance on party members. Do that, yeah. That would be good. That would be good. That would be very good.
Ready when you are.
Let's go to the blood sands. There's no greater honor than dying for one's tribe. If some fall in battle, how is this different? All of the Ankford have called upon the ethnic Knoll for war paint at some point. Your cunning is rare among the Estermon. Make yourself useful. You're within our half now. Keep it aroused. A dwarven man stands motionless near the roaring fire that lights the cavern. Your sacrifice feeds the land, supplicants. Come forth. Estermore. Your kin doesn't come here to share with the tribes. What do you want? What is this place? Blood Sands. As I said, Estermore rarely visit our halls. The Ankford call this place Blood Sands. We call it home. The Ethnic Knoll have tended the land from within this cave since before the revival of tribes to Twin Elms. Be warned, Estermore. We bleed life to nurture it. Our sacrifices may strike you as savage, but the health of these lands depends on them, and it's unseemly for guests to insult our hosts. Tell about sacrifices. Everything must die to return a new Estermore. Through the sacrificial rites, we offer supplicants the honor of giving their most precious gift back to their brethren, back to their land. The blood gives us strength. Even the Ankford have come to depend on blood paint. They brim with power before battle, all thanks to sacrifices of their kin. But they are Frignol. Our order have thrived for generations before we came to Twin Elms. Our rights fed the lands of the eastern mountains. Now we share blood for the air Clanfeth. To everything that must end, our sacrifices bring a new beginning. We sustain what's to come. Remember, Estermore, you're guest in these halls. Respect our ways and we'll tolerate your presence among us. Essence taken by force may sustain.
Upon Burial Isle, the two men meet again for the first time, though it was the last thing they did. The many-colored beast rent them both asunder. They were, in death, merged and made whole again. Cute story. Two guys meet in the belly of a soul-eating creature. Maybe someday I'll eat two of the most insipid dear wooden lumberjacks, and they'll spend an eternity discussing beer whilst haunting my colon.
Maybe the idea is that the Autumn Stelga might not really destroy the souls. That could be true, but I guess I don't know what to make of this. I've never, knowingly at least, eaten anyone's soul. Maybe it's a trick I've yet to learn. Lucky me! Still, I have a hard time believing that me spirit shifting and mauling anyone is going to make anybody whole again, despite what this tablet says. I'd like to look at the other tablet and see what they have to say. Where's the other tablets? Supplicants. Oh.
As your blood flows, so shall your essence. Your life's energy shall feed the soil, and your soul's energy shall enrich the community. This is by your own choosing, supplicant?
Yes. Our shadows. I hope you weren't watching. Despite his earlier agreement, the elf thrashes atop the stone table, his sword so arcing while his arms and legs remain tied in place. Meanwhile, the dwarf spreads his arms wide and allows blood to splatter on his robes. The elf is finally silent and still. The dwarf pulls his hatchet from the body and wipes it on his hem. I think I preferred these rites when there were only words upon a page. Why did I look? It's not as if I didn't expect it. Well... Hail, Listermore.
No one comes to Blood Sands without a purpose. What is yours?
Who are you?
I am the Archdruid of the Ethic Null. For centuries it has been my duty to guide our rituals and guard our knowledge. It is work that requires a certain resilience, but it is not without its benefits.
Tell me about the Ethic Null. We are druidic order that's been in Twin Elms since the Griffin times. Our founders came from the Wide March, seeking a place where he might practice our beliefs in peace, as it were. Unlike most of our unfathomed brethren, we seek answers in the world around us rather than in the teachings of the gods. We believe that all life has power and that this power can be siphoned and conducted. We are not, as some suggest, madmen and murderers. All our rituals are conducted with willing participants and through methods that have been tested and refined over centuries. This allows us to create the war paint for which we have respected, if not loved. How are you different from the ovens of the Golden Grove? Golden Grove. I remember when the Rona came up with that name. Used to be as green as the rest of the forest, you know. We're more similar than they'd like to admit. We both believe in achieving power without the double-edged aid of the gods. But their fantasy is pure creation. Something from nothing. They blind themselves to the fact that all lives, from the mightiest dragon to the slimmest blade of grass, requires death. And the greatest end requires the greatest sacrifice. An interesting thought. I'll have to ponder it further. A wise enough sentiment. That's all I wanted to know. Oh well. I'm not gonna insult him in his own home. Like, that's his religion. I'm not cool with it, but, you know, willing to participate. Essence within.
Each generation, the Anumfoth must stand before the autumnal beast in judgment. The wise endure, passing on their strength. The weak are eaten, their souls ripped to pieces and lost for all time, removing such weakness from the cycle. Well, I guess maybe my tribe wasn't entirely wrong about my spirit form being some sort of soul terror. I suppose I was hoping to hear a different answer on the matter, but...
But it's worth asking, all your times walking in the autumn Stelga's fur, how many souls have you destroyed? Truth is revealed to you, and you whine about your distaste for the answer? Will would be ashamed of you. Did it occur to you that Galloway was testing you and your past? That's a very good point. Why didn't I think of that? Maybe I've been thinking about this all wrong. I mean, I survived an encounter with the Autumn Stelgear. Plenty of Adam Father can't say the same. For years I've been telling myself my tribe judged me unfairly. Guess they weren't completely wrong. Well, enough pontification for the moment. I need to know more. Let's look at the other tablets. It's actually kind of hard to find all the tablets for some reason. Okay, Sopikin about to jump into a pool of lava. You have fun with that, dude. I guess they celebrate the elements with their blights running around. Greatness requires sacrifice. I'm not disagreeing with you, but... Balm some tune, balm some tune. These holds are not for the weak of spirit. Blood sacrifice was the soul of Air Class.
As souls split into multitudes, many lives come from one. The truest of power comes from sacrificing the shard to return its strength to the Mother Stone. The many lives from one sounds familiar. I was taught that sometimes between death and rebirth, a soul splits perfectly in two, creating two viable souls from one. Sounds strange, but it makes sense when you think about how the population has risen in generations. It's kind of a mathematical necessity that some process like this is happening.
Maybe the Autumn Stelga has a very important role to play in this life cycle of souls. Sorry, sir, I'm not eating your soul. I'm merely serving a vital role in the natural process. I see what you're getting at it, but it's not making me feel better. Fungus that grows on shit has an important role in natural order. That wouldn't make me thrilled to spirit shift into a shit blossom. I just can't shake the fear that I'm the shard, and my destiny is to be fed to something greater. Guess worrying won't do me any good. Let's read those other tablets. Hieryrus, you're a cool guy, but this is weird. You eat souls and split them up into num 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 num. But, like, are your services needed because the
Upon Burial Isle, the two men meet again for the first time. We already read.
Oh yeah, sorry, dude. Or read that inscription, yeah. Let's see. Oh, back here. Haven't been back here.
Estremor.
Welcome to Blood Sands. It's rare that an Eskimo sets foot in these caverns. What brings you here, I wonder? What do you do here? I sell and maintain certain goods for the preservation of our order, and I perform some of their ritual sacrifices. Let's sell all this stuff. Take your blood money from you. Potions, eh? You have fun with that. I'm gonna continue on. What's this? Nothing to report. Skulls for mother added. Oh. Assign someone to that. Somewhere in the deep in the ruins of Ibra's well, a pair of Piqua prey on travelers and offer up sacrifices to the mother. In the past, travelers simply knew to avoid all trails leading near the well. In recent years, the Piqua have increased the range of their hunts. Travelers have been abducted or killed in rows between Sordis Vale and Midwood. Dunfathans are reticent to enter Ibra's well due to the religious significance of ruins here, but that hasn't stopped the residents of the affected town from requesting help from the Durwood. Yeah, that would probably be a good idea to do something about that. Alright.
Is not the water sacrificed unto the plant, and the plant sacrificed unto livestock, and livestock unto man? When the lesser soul is sacrificed to strengthen the greater soul, the whole of our family grows stronger. I suppose I get the argument. We all have to kill and eat, constantly for that matter, to live. This sounds like it's talking about the Blood Sands rituals. I wonder how, or even if, this is relevant to me.
Have you considered that Autumn Stelga may have been sacrificed to you? That Galawain was making you stronger? It hadn't occurred to me, but I did win the fight. If Galawain was truly displeased with me, I can't imagine I'd have walked away from that trial alive. So the other tablets spoke of the Stelga jotching, reuniting, and that the other one spoke of recombining souls that split over the ages. I guess I'm supposed to use my power to sacrifice others, or be sacrificed? Not sure I like the sound of either. Is it safe to say Vale brought you where you needed to be? You could most certainly say that. So my tribe was right. The Autumn Stelga is some sort of soul-destroying beast, but I merely borrow the creature's form, not its reason for being. I doubt I'll change their mind about anything, and it's not like I want to develop a new group of druidic peers among these artisans of sacrifice. So what now? Adding it up, I want to head to the Burial Isle. Name was mentioned in the tablets and it implied there might be other Autumn Stelgas there. I know now that Galawain sent me his emissary to mold me for good reason. It wasn't strictly malice, and I was sort of hoping to find out that Soul Eating talk was just rumors, alas. Maybe I'll meet the prey Galawain wants me to hunt, or I'll find out I'm the quarry. Do you want a rematch with the Autumn Stelga? Not exactly. I'm older, wiser, and stronger than we were when we last tussled, but I I really afford to lose any more eyes or ears. I'm fresh out of redundant organs. Yeah, that's... We don't want you to be blind, Haravis. Well, that was an interesting visit to an interesting cult. So, thank you guys for watching this episode of Ankford Plays. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you join next time for more shenanigans. I guess we're just slowly moving towards Court of Petience. The Pilgrims consists of two items known that fierce as escaping towards Burial Isle. Pray to the gods and Tear Everon. I guess we're going to Tear Everon to pray. Okay, until then. Bye!